I'm going to get straight to the point. I came here for Brandy. I came for Brandy and I left disappointed. Brandy has let me down. I'm talking about the new so-called horror movie, The Front Room, starring Brandy, Catherine Hunter, and Andrew Burnap. But before we get into the review, you know what to do. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I drop the next reviews. So I say so-called horror movie because A24 has marketed this movie as a horror movie. This is not a horror movie. There's literally one jump scare. I'm not saying that just because a movie doesn't have a bunch of jump scares that it's not a horror movie. But no, this movie is not a horror movie, period. That one jump scare was just creative sound design. That's all it is. Because when the jump scare occurred, nothing scary even happened. It was no different than us sitting in a quiet house and I just clapped my hands real loud. That's essentially kind of what happened. So basically this movie follows Brandy, who is a professor of sorts. She's gotten tired of, let's just say, the way she's being treated at the school that she works at. So she quits. Her husband is a public defender. Now she's pregnant. So she's, staying home, working on the nursery and that kind of thing. The premise of the story is that her husband gets a phone call that his dad has passed away. And in his father's will, his last request was that they allow his wife or his son's stepmother to move in with them. That's the whole premise of all of this. And it's called The Front Room because the mother ends up staying in the front room of their house. It's one of those houses where you have that one bedroom downstairs and there's 2 or 3 upstairs. It's like that. So the mother stays in the front room downstairs. So the movie's called The Front Room. I want to make sure I don't give any real spoilers. What I just gave was like the plot that's really missing from the trailer. Again, see, the thing is, I don't want anybody to be deceived when it comes to this movie because the marketing for this film was an extreme letdown. I expected to see badass Brandy doing her thing, especially if you pay attention to Catherine Hunter's character. Her name's actually Solange. I thought that was weird, but apparently Solange has a meaning. I won't go into it. Y'all can look that up later. The way the trailer played it up, I thought there would be a bigger power struggle between Brandy's character, whose name is Belinda, and Catherine Hunter's character, whose name is, like I said, Solange. There's not really any type of real battle going on there. Essentially, the most horrific thing about this movie is that woman was horrifically annoying. That's literally it. It's like, for most of us, if we had to let our mother-in-law come and live with us, how irritated we would be. It's like that times 20. This woman is so insanely, absurdly irritating. That's all it is. The trailer even made it look like there's like a supernatural element to the film. There's not. We don't know what's supernatural, what's hallucination. There's like a million unanswered questions. There's so much stuff that by the end of the film, we don't even understand the why or the how of it. I'm not impressed. I don't want to always throw the race thing out there, but let's be real. Black people are not a monolith. True enough, right? We're not all the same. However, there's certain things that we ain't having. Most of us just ain't having. Brandy was putting up with some of the most ignorant crap. And there's so many times I'm like, Brandy, slap her ass. Like, that's all you got to do. Brandy gave us 5 minutes in this entire film of what we hoped that she would do, of how we hoped she would be. I'm extremely let down. Now, as far as performances go, though, Catherine Hunter stole this movie. I've never heard of her before. I think she's a British actress. Her performance is crazy. She gave everything that she had in this role. Her performance it deserved a better film overall. This is the directorial debut of Sam and Max Eggers, and they also wrote the story as well. It's an adaptation of a short story, actually, and I think you can kind of feel that in the film. The film, first of all, it feels short, and it feels like a lot of it just wasn't ready to be a feature-length film, if that makes sense, right? It's like there were thoughts there, but the thoughts weren't completely fleshed out. So we have a lot of random stuff that's kind of filler, kind of placeholder video in order to try to keep the story going to make it reach feature length time frame, but it misses the mark a little bit. I will say that, like I said in the beginning, it's kind of a dark. No, it's not kind of. It is a dark comedy. There is no horror whatsoever. But there is, I won't give any spoilers. There is a scene at the dinner table. I cried for like 3 minutes. It was so funny. It was outrageously funny. I'm not sure if it should have been, though. That's the crazy thing about this film, because again, if you look at the way that it was marketed as a pure horror movie. But it's so funny in certain parts that I can't even say that this was not horror. But anyway, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I drop the next reviews. Hop down in the comments. Let me know, have you seen the movie? Do you intend to see the movie? If you did see it, what do you feel about it? See y'all at the next one.